Good evening, good morning, and good afternoon. Wherever you are in the world, I hope your day is going A-okay. My name is Sir Lawrence. This is a Toyota Supra, and what we're about to do is drift it. I've never made a drift tune video, but I've made hundreds of drift tunes in Forza Horizon 4 and Forza Horizon 5, and now I'm gonna make one and put it on YouTube. So, without further ado, let's get into it. First thing you want to do when building a drift car is find the right car to drift. The Toyota Supra is a great option because it's a great car to drift. It has a very nice engine that's good to build off of. Also, it's iconic AF. Many reasons to build a Supra as a drift car. Also, it's just a good looking car. Man. Anyways, let's do this. Wide body kit. I'm actually not gonna put the wide body kit on. Yeah, that looked a little weird. I wasn't a fan of that. Anyways, we're gonna put a turbo in. Keep the same drivetrain. I believe this has the famous 2JZ engine, if I'm not mistaken. But you could also V8 swap it. Now, I highly recommend if you're building a car that doesn't have a suitable engine for drifting, I highly recommend the 6.2 liter V8 because one, it goes in a lot of cars, and two, you can put a ton of horsepower on it and it gets good wheel spin for drifting. But in this instance, whoops, we're keeping the stock engine in. Let's make it look nice. Why does Forza have so many custom bumpers for this car? What's up with that? I mean, this one doesn't look bad. It's just a splitter, I guess. But I really like this one for some reason. Yeah, we're going with that one. My. Oh my. I mean, that's a nice looking wing. I kind of like that wing. Oh, that's a nice looking wing. I think. Oh my what? Oh my stars. I mean, if you're looking for a wing, this is a fucking wing. Jeez Louise. That thing looks like a vampire. That looks dangerous. It looks like it'll cut you if you touch it. I'm not putting that on my car. That was something else. I'm gonna keep the stock wing. I kind of like that bumper, but I like this one even more. I like this one. This looks good. Is that just stock with? Okay, this is stock with some fins on it. This is. Oh, this is just a different exhaust. And then this is a nice little, you know? So that, okay. But I'm still gonna go with this one. That's just, it's just too good looking. Man, none of these look good. Actually, the AB flug. Is that how you pronounce that? Or is it ab flug? I guess the world may never know. These hoods are kind of wonky, wild, and wacky. This one looks okay, but nah, I'm gonna keep it stock. After doing the whole once over, I'm not a fan of this bumper, so I'm gonna. And the rear bump. Wow, I don't like any of the look that I just gave this car. Okay, so if we do that, we gotta change the side skirts because it's not flowing properly, this car. So what's happening is it's not doing what I want it to do, and what I need to happen is for it to do what I want it to do. But we're gonna leave it as is. All right, for your tires, drift tires. Back in the day, before they added drift tires, you would go with sport tires, but that isn't even an option for this car. But we're gonna go with drift tire compound for now because that's the standard. I'm actually not gonna mess with the tire width for now, because I want to try something new with my upgrades, which is not putting in all the tire and rim upgrades as soon as I get to the screen, because I think if you upgrade power first, like your engine, you can get more points out of the system. Just testing a theory here. But we're gonna max out the clutch. I'm not gonna use the drift transmission. I know it's tempting because it says drift on it, but me personally, I don't like it because it's only 4 speeds. Even though you may not need more than 4 speeds for drifting, I kind of have just had my way that I'm just set in, and I'm gonna stick to doing what I know, which is regular 6-speed transmission. And we're gonna put the drift diff. Doesn't really matter, but the reason why we upgraded all of these is so that we can have tunable parameters in the tuning screen, which is a very big part of building a drift car. Well, I guess for the clutch and the driveline, you didn't need to max them out, but you know, consistency. Okay, consistency. Drift springs, of course, that's a good baseline for what we're gonna do. Race, anti-roll bars, front and rear. Don't necessarily need a roll cage. I do like to see how the roll cage makes the car look. It kind of looks sick, not gonna lie. Weight reduction, we don't need weight reduction, but I think I'm gonna put the weight reduction. Actually, I might leave it as is because I want to see what I can get out of this car. So first thing I always upgrade is exhaust. I explained this in a previous video, but if you don't know, when you change the exhaust, it changes the sound of the revs on the screen. So just listen. Ooh, that sport might be the one. Race sometimes is not to my liking because it's essentially, I'm gonna just let that happen. Anyways, so race exhaust is usually the most unfiltered, raw, aggressive sound because that's usually how you get the most performance out of your engine. I think something like that. Something like that. I don't know exactly how the exhaust affects the engine. Don't quiz me. I'm not the one being interrogated here. You are. Anyways, max out your camshafts, intake. Okay, so I could put this car right at 800 and make it a drifter, and I think that's as much as I would love to upgrade the turbo. Okay, so what we're gonna do is find spots where I can down. Oh. I just like hearing that. Okay, so we're gonna make this car straight up 800 A-class drifter. But I need to find a spot where I can take off 1 performance point so I can get it back to A-class. This isn't gonna help, is it? No. But I need to do, actually. So now it's 802. I gotta get 2 points away. I'm not gonna touch the rims yet. Actually, might leave the rims stock. Where did I upgrade? Oh. I mean, do we need the sport clutch? Oh, the driveline changes nothing. Let's do that. Take it down. Street clutch. Okay. Okay, now let's take a look at the performance values. You go into the engine and select any upgrade, and then hit the toggle button at the bottom of the screen. You can see how many horsepower you have, and 720, I think that's a great amount for a car that needs to drift and get the wheels spinning. Torque matters, but it doesn't matter as much as you think it matters in Forza. So we're just going to kind of ignore it, and you can kind of ignore it in any build that you make. Horsepower is the main thing you want to be shooting for. You want to have a good amount of horsepower, because by game logic, it won't spin your tires if you don't have enough. Okay. Yeah, and then your acceleration, none of this information matters for what you're trying to do. All right, and $44,000 A-class drift car is about to be made. Straight into the tuning. Already know what I want from this car. Make the fronts 28, the rears 26. These are numbers that are baked into my head, and these are just numbers that I know. For your gearing, I like to put it where my third gear is right at 110, 115. If you look at the third line on the graph, you can try to gauge a rough estimate of where you need to be. But honestly, gearing is one of those things that you kind of got to tinker with it. Even when you set it the first time, you might set it the second time, and you still need to tinker with it, because this varies heavily based on your car, based on your engine, based on what other upgrades you've put on. Gearing is one of the most complicated parts of building a drift car. Anyways, moving on. Alignment, always do 4.5. And I put it at 2.0 on the bottom. Let's see. 6.5 on the caster. Anti-roll bars, I like to keep mine 10 units apart. So I'm going to put this at 28 and 18 for a starter value. The lower your value is, the softer and more, I guess, sway-y. Is that a word? Sway-y? Like something, how much it sways? Swayableness? Anyways, damping, I like to have round numbers, and I like to have them 3, maybe 4 digits apart, and always put your rears lower than your highs. I mean, put your rears lower than your fronts. Wow. Okay, 6.0, 9.0. Arrow, even if I had it unlocked, I wouldn't touch it, because I never noticed a big difference between speed and cornering, so I just leave it default. Braking, leave your bias in the middle, but your pressure, you want to put it at 135. Just a nice round number. And what this does is, when you just tap the brake pedal, it's going to make the brakes do more braking. I don't know how to explain it, but it's like, instead of applying 100% of the brakes, it's applying 135% of the brakes. Think it that way. 100% rear acceleration. 69% rear deceleration. And just like that, this car will drift. Let's take it for a spin, see how it goes. Oh, listen to those turbos. Well, we come outside and it's a literal blizzard, so let's see what this car can do. I don't have a map, so I'm wondering how this will go. Oh, a rainbow. Oh, it's gone. Okay, now I'm just driving the car. It's not doing what I needed to do. So let's go back in and tinker. Gearing, I'm gonna shorten this up just a little bit. Maybe that'll do something. Okay, so my anti-roll bars, I'm gonna lower a lot. So I'm gonna put this at 10. These are my default values from after all the time drifting. I start to tinker with my tune to make the perfect tune. But the default tune that I learned was Anti-roll bars front 10, rear 8. And I'm also going to lower these, make them a little softer. Okay, let's see what it does. First thing you always want to know when drifting is wheel spin is good. Oh my goodness, I have traction control on. That's a good set. What a great benchmark to see how our car does. And see how much more you can slide when you turn off the traction control that you accidentally had left on.
Arrived at your destination.
So here's one thing you want to know when drifting. To get more sideways, you need more throttle. To get straightened out, you need less throttle or more brake. So let's give this maneuver a try. Yeah, let's go some. Okay. This car slides in a manner that I'm accustomed to. This is what I was looking for, but I didn't realize I had the traction control on. Anyways, I hope this video has helped you out. I hope it's helped you with your drift tunes and any drift builds that you plan on doing in the future. I have been Sir Lawrence. If you enjoyed this video, thumbs up, follow, subscribe. This isn't Twitter, I don't know why I said follow, but anyways, if you enjoyed this video, there are many more like it on the way. I appreciate you watching. Thanks for tuning in. Be good, drive safe. Goodbye.